television before.
There's one big difference between the gate on Stargate SG-1 and Atlantis, and that is that Stargate SG-1's gate...
Hey, wait a minute. This is plastic.
Atlantis' Stargate.
Rubber. And this is the other fun thing about it. Look up there. It's a wiggly Stargate.
Fascinating facts that I know you're... Sec. I should put this back because they're gonna need to... That's not what it wants to... Uh-oh. Oh, gum. What I need is a stick or something.
This is the MELP. Nobody's really sure what it stands for, except we think it stands for Mobile All-Terrain Laboratory Platform. Although, we made it up, so it doesn't really matter. It costs $85,000. It's not so much as all-terrain as no-terrain vehicle, so it should be actually called MELP, okay?
Being an extra on this show it's really lovely. You know, they're treated top-notch. It's raining, they're provided cover. They're hungry, they're provided sustenance. If it's hot, they're provided shade.
Who wants to be a screamer? You volunteered. I'll give you $5 if you give me a good scream. Come here. Come here. You're like a girl.
Ready for you? Hi, I'm Finn Michael. I stand in for Richard Dean Anderson on the show. A lot of people don't know what a stand-in does. On this show, we do pretty well everything. Half the time, first thing in the morning, he's not there yet, so I'm doing the blocking, doing his dialogue. I don't get any fan letters because they don't know about me out there, but now they will, I hope. I'm hoping to get out to some of these gate cons. I know that they'd love to meet me.
Oh, check this out. His script with his gum on it. And his lines are actually highlighted. No speaker Jaffa.
No habla Jaffa.
Well, one of the other secrets of working on Stargate is there's a lot of waiting around. I've been on the show for 6 years. I'm only 27 years old. I mean, check it out.
If it takes 7 days to shoot an episode, 6.5 days of that is just sitting around waiting for lighting to be done.
I beg to differ with that, being in charge of lighting.
You differ?
We wait more time for these guys to decide what they want lit and how they're going to shoot it than it takes to light it by far.
That is so not the case.
Let's settle this right now. What are we waiting for?
What are we waiting for now?
By the way, lighting's ready.
Nice!
I have wonderful relationships working in social with Martin Wood. Peter DeLuise has a phenomenal sense of humor, and he understands from an actor's perspective the process, but still is a very fine technician.
Mommy! Okay, sci-fi fans, here's a big secret revealed. The set that I'm standing in right now was built for almost $2 million, and it's solid steel. It's engineered steel. It's a huge thing. There's $60,000 to $70,000 worth of lights in here. What I'm going to do right now is going to walk you through the set and show you how many times in a single show I can use any room any number of times. So what ends up happening, like this area in here, you may notice from the season opener. There's Thor's console right down there. You throw it in the middle of this thing, and you've got a huge Asgard ship. This is where we put the Wraith when we want to keep him in Atlantis. Wraith in Atlantis, you might ask? Now, the show you're about to see, called The Eye, the beginning of this season, this is completely flooded, this area in here. And there's so much water dumping on them because there's a hurricane happening right out there. Hard to believe because that FedEx truck would be like in the middle of the ocean somewhere. But There's a big green screen that we pull across in that thing, and that's how we make outdoors.
It's no secret, but it may be to you, but you're gonna see with the eye that both Stargate SG-1 and Stargate Atlantis are doing some of the very best visual effects on TV you'll ever see, guaranteed.
The biggest secret is that all of our visual effects are actually done in this crappy building. We've been in there for 8 years with City of Vancouver just about condemning it. Average age of a lot of the artists that we have, it really varies. But to be honest, a lot of them are quite young. A lot of the guys, there may be like, one of them's 19, a couple of them 21. They're living at home with their mothers. Without these guys, you know, I'd be out of work, that's for sure. So it's fantastic. It's lucky for us.
These are all finished shots for a new episode of Stargate Atlantis called The Eye. And this stuff all had to do with this big hurricane that was sweeping across the ocean towards the city, and it's finally reached us.
The vis effects for The Eye, I don't think have honestly ever been done in television before. Just features have done. Day after tomorrow level visual effects.
In the past, the ancients have been protected by the shield or submerged deep enough in the water not to be affected. Flooding could sink the city entirely.
We treat Stargate Atlantis like a feature, as best we can for an episodic television series. So, you know, the model of the city when we first built it was over 4 million polygons. Well, that's feature film size. You know, that has enough detail that we can back up and the city looks really nice. But if we had to, we could get right up beside the buildings and there's still the amount of detail. And most of that's modeled, not textured, so that if you turn around the city, you can actually see all the detail moving. This is all software. Every time we buy something to install on a computer, it usually comes on CD. And some of these CDs, when we got them, you know, this would have been cutting edge stuff when it arrives in the mail or by courier. So some of these discs were in the $100,000 range when they came, and now they're coasters. But we like to collect coasters, so we have a coaster display. The largest one I'm aware of.
Carter is hot. Zoom in on that.
Hey, Joe, look at me.